So I thought you guys would enjoy this. This is the venerable Toyota Hilux. I think they're RN41s. It's a long time since I've remembered the model designations of these, because there were millions of these at one point in time. We call these Crumpies here, which is like Barry Crump, who was a famous New Zealand storyteller and writer, and he had a famous ad back in the 80s, early 80s, I think it was, maybe the late 70s. I'm pretty sure it was the early 80s that showed these being driven rather harshly through the bush. I might include a couple of these on the end so you just get to see them. What a kick-ass truck. These things built New Zealand. They are the toughest thing that you'll ever see. This is a really good with the pressed in sort of door handle sides there. This truck you might think is junk, right? Wrong. This truck is going to be put back in the bush again. The flat deck is where they become really useful. The old original well sides rotted off them thousands of years ago, or they were replaced quite quickly anyway, but the well side was a notorious rust trap on these. Actually, the whole thing was notoriously a bit of a rust trap, but that doesn't stop them going. The heart goes on long after the body is gone on these. These are used for launching boats and all kinds of things. Like it's really hard to find parts for them now. Oh, look at that. It's actually not as bad inside as I thought it might look. But yeah, this one's still got a roof on it, which is unusual. They're usually rotten around the pillars and around the back, but this one's seen obviously a lot of hard yards and a lot of bush missions. That's a pretty standard Kiwi sized bull bar, you know. Useful. Oh, firewall is terrible, as they always are. But this truck is far from dead. I mean, it looks it, but it ain't. Within the next year or so, this thing's going to be running again. Just to prove it, at some point in time, we're going to go around this fella's place where he's got a few more of these. He's going to show you some of the horrendous bush trucks that still run. And it's, like I said, this is still today, still a very cool thing and still desirable. People still want them. Like, this is not junk. This is still a bush truck. I mean, it's got broken springs, it needs an engine and gearbox, but they will find them. It will go again, and if he does get it going again in the relatively close future, I'll come and show you it. What a cool truck, man. Like, Toyota really used to build stuff that lasted forever. You know, they weren't kidding around. When the engineers designed this, they were like, what do you think most people are going to use it for? Like, maybe around the city, maybe sort of, you know, driving through a little bit of 4x4 in. No. We use these things in the most mental conditions you can imagine. Up and down bushes, in the middle of nowhere, no roads, no tracks, nothing. And they just drove them and drove them and drove them. I mean, this thing is a rot box. But it still has a chassis. It's still there. It's still stood up. And it'll still work. You know, new engine and box, she'll go. And the reason the engine and box has been pulled out of this one is to keep another one going. Because there'll be another one somewhere where the heart of this is still beating. Most of them are 22 Rs. There are a couple of diesel ones as well, but man, what an awesome truck these were. And you know, I like you showed you some of these old zombie warriors every now and again. There's apparently, I can't wait to take you out there, show you one that actually still goes, that still looks like this. But we'll show you that at some point in time. But all you early Hilux fans, I'm sure, are kind of enjoying seeing one last old zombie warrior. If you've had one of these, drop a like in the comment below and tell me how long it went for and is it still going. Thanks guys, like and subscribe.